question to you. It is said that there is a slowdown, economic slowdown going on around the world, but India is not being adversely affected as of now. Like, what is your prediction of marketing spends on the year in the coming year? Also, will the marketing budgets will be affected because of the slowdown that is going ahead?
You are absolutely right. India is not feeling the heat that the rest of the world is. India has the advantage of demographic dividend. We have a lot of young people and a lot of employable people, and overall there's so much room for us to grow, and there's so much room on consumption to grow that India is going to reap the dividend of that for a long period of time. Now, what does that mean for marketing? If you look across categories, India is under-penetrated on most of the categories, whether it's detergent or even confectionery. Okay, I can quote one example from my category, chewing gums. The average consumption of chewing gums in India is about three gums a week, whereas in US it's about 12 gums a day. Okay, so there's massive opportunity to keep growing for us, and therefore I don't think India is going to feel the heat on some of these economic advantages that we have. At the same time, marketing is going to play a very central role in driving penetration as well as consumption in some of these categories. To that extent, a lot of responsibility sits with us as marketeers to ensure we keep driving relevance and differentiation for consumers and bring the best product and the best technology to our consumers, so that over a period of time we are consuming, or we are bringing the same kind of product that international consumers have exposure to. And because of that, I don't see marketing spends decreasing in the years to come. We also need to understand, especially for multinational corporations, when growth dries up in other geographies, they will chase India. So a lot of money is going to flow into India, because that would be India, China would be one of the growth drivers. So I don't see marketing spend being a challenge. The challenge is more with the marketeers on how do they drive this growth and how do they capture this opportunity that we have over the next 5 to 10 years.
Thank you, sir. So my second question would be, digital is already in the main line in India, but the legacy, media, that is TV and print, like, do you see that it has taken place, that is also increasing, but do you see that the losing share of the print and TV in the coming year?
Let me talk about TV first. I think for India, TV continues to be a mass medium of reach, especially because our penetration is low. And to that extent, TV will continue to be a big part to play, because it reaches to so many different parts of India, and last mile delivery of content for most of the categories is going to be super important. Now, where TV will evolve over the next few years is about being smart, okay, and which is what you continue to see with more smart TV adoption, where people can choose the content, people can decide what to watch, what not to watch. To that extent, linear TV I expect to go down, but at the same time, smart television viewing or CTV as they call it is going to increase over the next few years, and that is one thing that marketers need to be aware of. Print is a slightly different challenge. Traditional print works for some categories but does not work for others. It also depends on the target group that you go after. So if you are talking about, if it is about reaching retailers, I would definitely take print, right? Because most of them are reading newspapers during the course of the day, or if you want to reach middle-aged male, print is going to be important as a key reach builder. But for larger population, for women, for younger audience, print is going to be a challenge, and this is where print industry needs to evolve itself into being more tech savvy. And as more and more of these print and news channels become online, there would be opportunities for marketers to spend money on those channels as well.
Thank you, sir. So also, with the roles of CMO and marketers have become redundant with the advent of AI. How do you see that?
I wouldn't say it's become redundant, because marketers and marketing will always exist. AI spills out what is it's fed, and it's very logic based. Marketing is a lot subjective, as well as objective. So it's a good, I would say marketing is as much a science as it's an art, right? And that is very difficult for AI to fathom. Where AI can be useful is how we interpret data, how we leverage some of that data to our advantage to be able to then communicate with consumers much better, right? So we should look at AI as as a partner rather than a competition. And I don't think relevance of marketers are going to reduce in the coming years, especially the ones that figure out a way to use data and AI much better than we do today.
Okay, the people who have already, accompanied their technology will be on the beneficial side.
Exactly.
Okay. So, second last question would be: so data is becoming an area where awareness and regulation is increasingly becoming a significant part of it. Like how will this impact the marketing or maybe create relevant customer experiences?
Yeah, data being monitored and the experiences being monitored and life in a cookieless world is a big challenge for marketers, because your ability to target precisely is going to be a big challenge. And this is where marketers need to rethink their digital strategy on how do they drive relevance for consumers, so that consumers are more than willing to be partner in the journey. And therefore, as long as you can drive value for them, they'll be willing to share requisite information for with you to be able to drive that experience for them. Now, but if you're just collecting mindless data and trying to reach out to them at the wrong time and place, that is definitely going to be an issue going forward. And therefore, I think again challenges with marketers to figure out what is the right balance between being intrusive versus actually enabling and unlocking a great consumer experience for our audience.
So how far will it be difficult for you all people to regulate it?
I think it's less about us. It's about the tech providers, whether it's Apple, whether it's Meta, whether it's Google, who will regulate it. Then there is government that's taking a big part in regulation of data across the globe and now in India as well. The challenge for us is to work with those regulations in a way that we are able to create the best value for consumers without being too intrusive and really infringing on their privacy. That is going to be an issue.
So my last question would be: any advice for the young or the potential, marketers who, or general people who are wishing to join the marketing domain? Like, what do you think that they should be aware about?
I think when I started my marketing journey about 18, 19 years back, we were in a very different world. There was traditional media, only a few channels, and so easy to reach consumers. You make one ad a year and then you're done and just put GRP on it. Now the world is very different. You've got multiple channels, you've got TV, you've got digital, you've got smart TV, and then there's a lot of activation that you keep on doing. You have to find new and new ways to engage with consumers. So my advice to marketers would be keep upskilling yourself, learning more about technology, more about new ways to do marketing. Some of the principles of marketing that we learned through Kotler are getting challenged today, and therefore it's very important for them to upskill. At the same time, the fundamentals of marketing haven't changed, and very important for young marketeers to ensure that they spend time with consumers, they understand the consumers, they understand who is their main audience, and to that extent put in the hard yards. So 2 messages: upskill yourself and put in the hard yards.
Thank you so much, sir. It was great having you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.